Well, my wife's back at work today, though she's still suffering a little bit because she has that stuffed up nose with the flu and everything. So I get to raise a little more hell today.
Oh shit! All right, let's go.
I can't do it. We'll do it live. Do it live! I'll write it and we'll do it live!
Mister, will you please wake up, wake up, wake up, wake up, wake up?
Good morning! Snowman here to all you Brock Purdy and San Francisco 49er haters. Shut up! I gotta thank you, Shane.
I mean, whatever happened to the games where breaking 100 points was, I don't know, unusual?
There was one word to sum up the All-Star weekend.
Trays. Cause we take this job so serious.
Splash Brothers, yes. Ray Allen, replace him with Steve Kerr. Reggie Miller, yeah.
What in the all types of blue hell?
Oh yeah!
Let's get it, baby. Let's go.
Let's get this. Good morning. Welcome to the Taco Tuesday edition of Snowman in the Morning. Glad to have you all with us. This first hour is presented in part by Invader Coffee, fuel for the fearless. Lots to get to today, including what could be Cooper Flagg's final game at Cameron Indoor Stadium, Ronald Acuna Jr. targeting a May return from his ACL injury, and Kyrie Irving is hurt. But after seeing him get help to the free throw line and knock down 2 free throws, I can't call him Kyrie to Herbal Tea, at least for the time being. Because as much as I rag on him, I hate seeing anybody hurt. Period.
Yeah.
That's a good one.
I hate seeing anybody hurt.
When we heard about it, I said, if it's a tear, that's his season.
Yeah, and I hate it.
I think it's I think last time I heard was a sprain. So I would give him like maybe about the next month or two, and I think he'll come back. Yeah. I hope he comes back. I hope he
does too. I hope he does too. They're still talking about the Luka Doncic trade, but
why?
Davis is out injured while we're talking about the Dallas Mavericks. Derek Lively out with an ankle injury. Daniel Gafford out with a knee injury. PJ Washington hurt his ankle over the weekend. Caleb Martin hasn't played since being acquired near the trade deadline. But
Andrew Davis
dealing with the Kyrie injury, NBA.com and CBS Sports are both calling it as a knee sprain.
A knee sprain.
Okay.
Good.
That's good because that's probably going to be maybe this month, the rest of this month, and maybe a
Oh,
The rest
couple.
of this month and probably the start of April.
Yeah.
Here's a big injury for LSU. Flau'jae Johnson out through the SEC tournament.
Oh,
Shin injury, if I
no.
remember correctly.
Yep, shin inflammation.
Oh, no.
LSU's chances on going deep into the tournament may have just taken a major hit.
And this is the worst time for any player
Yeah,
in the
it is.
NCAA basketball to suffer an injury, because what if you're trying to elect for the draft?
Mm-hmm.
It's going to really hurt your draft stock because you're not going to be able to really showcase yourself to the scouters. Ah, that sucks. That is bad
it's
timing.
through the SEC tournament.
Mm-hmm.
Will she get back in time for the NCAAs? Because LSU's got a spot in the NCAAs.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we know LSU is going to end up.
LSU's in, okay? And she has been shut down through the SEC tournament. To CBSSports.com we go. LSU's leading scorer, Flau'jae Johnson, will miss the SEC tournament due to shin inflammation. Kim Mulkey revealed during the pregame show ahead of the Tigers' 85-77 loss to Ole Miss on Sunday. Johnson is expected to return for the NCAA tournament, so that's good.
Well, here's
That's
hoping
good.
for a very speedy recovery for her.
Indeed. Anybody who knows anything about conference tournaments, which is what we're going to be covering a lot of beginning this week. Conference tournaments are crazy.
Yeah, I've also got the updated brackets for the actual NCAAs in front of me.
Okay.
You know what? Let's start there. Let's
All
start
right.
there. Let's start.
Well,
Let's do some brackets. Let's start with some bracket updates. Go ahead.
Don't ask me to do a bracket because I'm bad.
You doing a bracket?
Yeah,
If
we
I gotta
all
suffer
are.
If I got to suffer through a bracket, Victor, then so do you.
No.
We all are.
I
Wait.
decline.
What do you mean? Excuse me?
I decline.
You can't.
Yes, I can.
No, you
Sir,
can't.
it's in your contract. You can't.
I should have read quickly. I should have read
You
better.
didn't read the fine print, did you?
Yeah, you put it in like maybe what 0.263 font.
No, I made it bigger than that. The sentence that says you will do a bracket this year. No, the bigger sentence that says we all will do a bracket this year.
It was in 0.3
Alex.
font. It was in 0.3 font. Get it right. What? That's what happens when you end up dealing with the lawyers of Brady, Bird, and Martinez.
That's true.
Yeah, like Zdeno Charles should have.
Ooh. All right, let's get into
He's gonna throw a nuke at me one of these days.
The one seeds in the men's bracket.
What's that law firm again?
Brady, Bird, and Martinez.
I can live with it.
The one seeds in the men's bracket have changed, gentlemen, since last time we discussed it.
Mm-hmm.
It looks like in the South, the one seed is now Auburn.
I see it.
Okay.
I see it.
In the East, Snowman, you and I were talking about how the East could be changing.
Mm-hmm.
The one seed in the East, Duke.
Okay.
Duke. I knew it because they blasted Wake
figured.
Forest last night.
I kind of figured.
They
They blasted Wake Forest last night.
Mm-hmm.
The one seed in the West, again, this is one of the other sides of the bracket that we could figure would be flipping and flopping like there's no tomorrow,
Yeah.
is Houston.
Really?
Houston's a one seed. I just don't think they'll be in the West.
Well, right now, the only other one seed in the Midwest, Bama.
Yeah.
What, you think Houston and Bama are going to flip?
I don't think Bama's a one seed. How about that?
Well, the two seed is Michigan State in the Midwest.
Now watch what happens. They're going to wind up being the one seed, but I have an outside shot of who can be a one seed in the Midwest. Should things fall correctly?
And that is
Illinois.
That could get interesting because right now I'm looking around in the brackets for Illinois. And right now, Illinois is an 8 seed in the South.
Well, like I said, things have to break right, which basically means Illinois has to run the table in Indy at the Big Ten tournament.
Yeah, because Illinois has currently in the South ahead of them. The 2 seed is Iowa State, 3 seed Kentucky, 4 seed Michigan, 5 seed Clemson.
Oh, that's murderer's row.
6 seed Marquette and 7 seed Mississippi State.
Yikes.
Before we get to Illinois, who would be taking on currently Vanderbilt in the 9 hole.
Ugh. Okay, so Houston would be, they projecting Houston to be the 1 seed out west.
Yep.
Auburn in the South. Midwest, Bama.
Yep. And East is Duke. Yes.
You know, thinking about it, I think those will hold. Unless Bama and Auburn play for the SEC title, which is very likely, then those 4 will hold. I don't see anybody beating Houston in the Big 12.
Now, here's the interesting thing. I'm looking at this as well. The last 4 byes currently belong to Baylor, San Diego State, Arkansas, and Nebraska.
San Diego State. Uh-oh.
And the last 4 teams currently in Oklahoma, Indiana, Ohio State, and Texas.
Which means it's going to take a miracle for a certain team in purple to make the tournament, because they were in conversation, but then they had a rough patch in January.
The first 4 teams out
would be
Georgia,
Boise
State,
Xavier,
and UNC.
Well, UNC has sucked this year. Let's just call a spade a spade. The North Carolina Tar Heels
have fallen
flat on their ass.
By the way, the next 4,
they repeat what North Carolina State did last year,
and they've been completely falling apart. Especially ever since December hit.
Which prompts a question: is it time for a change in the coaching ranks at UNC?
I think it is.
I think it. I don't think, and I'll echo something that Jay Spivey said. I don't think Hubert Davis should have been that higher.
No.
Hubert Davis should not have been that man. And the only thing that Hubert Davis has done since he's been there is taken North Carolina to within 20 minutes of a national title. I will say this: had he won that title on April 4, 2022, he'd have a long-term contract.
Exactly. Also, by the way, they say the next 4 out currently speaking are Wake Forest, SMU, Cincinnati, and Villanova. I could see that.
Villanova has fallen flat since Jay Wright retired.
Yeah, there's been a lot of this bracket I'm looking at right now is probably one of the weirdest ones I've seen in a long time. So I wouldn't be surprised to see more of a shakeup before Selection Sunday here in the next, under 2 weeks now?
Yeah. Can you believe this? 2 weeks left in the season. Oh, hell. 2 weeks left in the season. Didn't we just start college basketball season?
No.
Shut up. 5 consecutive wins looks better. They better get 5 consecutive wins. And thank you, Cool McCain and A Pizzle, for joining us in the Fanatics feedback zone this morning.
What up, Breezy?
As inconsistent as North Carolina has been, what North Carolina State showed us last year is that anything is possible. I mean, hell, North Carolina State got all the way to the Final Four.
Yeah.
They won 9 consecutive games from end of season to Phoenix, Arizona. The 5 being in the ACC tournament and 4 in the NCAA tournament.
As it makes Apis and Cougars with Canaan. I didn't get a chance to do this on the first Eagles League podcast after the Super Bowl, so I'm gonna do it now. Cool breeze. Congrats to your Eagles, man. Y'all came out, did the doggone thing, and now you guys are Super Bowl champions. So congratulations, big ups to y'all for that.
Looking at the projected 1 seeds right now, as Big Dog just mentioned, Auburn at 27-2, Duke at 26-3, Houston 25-4, and Alabama 23-6.
Something tells me there's going to be a shakeup coming.
And it's going to be Auburn and Alabama. They're going to face each other for the SEC title unless Tennessee comes out of nowhere, which they can. Which they absolutely can.
Yeah. I mean, again, it just wouldn't surprise me if we do have, one of the absolute wildest last-minute shakeups prior to Selection Sunday.
We did last year.
and mind you, this is the men's side. The women's side looks even crazier.
Yeah, it does. And I'm going to look.
I'm looking at it right now.
I'm going to look at this with you. As they're projecting the field of 60. Why has it got to be 68? Can it just go back to 64? Please.
It'd make more sense, but they want to be able to say, oh, hey, we give you guys a chance to actually play your way in. Yeah.
All right. The last 4 in projected are Washington, Virginia Tech, Minnesota, and Harvard. Harvard. First 4 out go Princeton, St. Joe, Arizona, and Marquette. Yikes.
Yeah.
And the 1 seeds, you're looking in Birmingham at Texas. Region 2, which will be Spokane, is USC. Region 4, which is back in Birmingham, is South Carolina. And Region 3 in Spokane,
UCLA.
UCLA.
But USC has the advantage because they smacked UCLA twice to claim the regular season Big Ten title. But both UCLA and USC pick up double buys in the Big Ten tournament, which begins tomorrow.
And LSU is currently sitting at a 2 seed in Region 2.
Man, go back to the 4 different regions, man. 2 seeds go UConn, Notre Dame, NC State, and
LSU.
TCU.
I'm looking at the ESPN bracket. They got LSU, NC State, UConn, and Notre Dame.
Okay, looking at a different site then. Because my 2 seeds, to repeat them, go UConn, Notre Dame, NC State, and TCU. The 3 seeds I have in front of me, and I know we're looking at different sites here. The 3 seeds I have in front of me go LSU, Duke, Oklahoma, and Kentucky. Now, there's a young lady at Duke by the name of Toby Fournier, a fabulous freshman that you need to watch.
The only difference is on ESPN, they flipped LSU and TCU. They got TCU at the 3. Everything else is right on with the other 3 seeds, Oklahoma, Duke, and Kentucky.
All right, my number 4 seeds, according to the Sporting News, go Baylor, Kansas State, Ohio State, and North Carolina.
I got North Carolina, Ole Miss, Kansas State, and Alabama.
Yipe. Oh, this is going to get wacky.
This is going to be one of those brackets on both sides. I got a weird feeling that what we're looking at now ain't going to be the same in 2 weeks.
It's not going to hold because both selection days on March 16th.
And something tells me it is going to be wild.
Something tells me it's going to be upside down.
It wouldn't surprise me. It really wouldn't.
I'm looking at the 5 seeds right now. According to the Sporting News, Ole Miss, West Virginia, Alabama, and Tennessee.
Ooh. 5 seeds on the women's side as I'm reloading here. Had a brief moment. Ohio State, Tennessee, Maryland, and Baylor.
Interesting.
My 6s go Florida State, Michigan State, Iowa, and West Virginia. So
6s over here go Maryland, Michigan State, Florida State, and Oklahoma State.
Ooh.
Mm-hmm.
That could be an interesting run for somebody.
To the 7 seeds we go, and mine look like this: Utah, Michigan, Louisville, and Iowa.
Utah, Louisville, Michigan, Oklahoma State.
And the number 8 seeds, and we'll put a pause on it here, as I just got a call that my breakfast is here. Vanderbilt, Illinois, Creighton, and Richmond.
Creighton, Vandy, Illinois, and Cal.
California?
California at an 8 in the Region 3.
Now, mind you, folks, these are all projections. But I can tell you on the women's side who the player of the year is going to be. And there's doubt to it. Her name is Juju Watkins.
I can see that. But you just said it yourself. Your breakfast just got here.
All right, let's pause here. When we come back, we got more stuff for you. I'm going to get some food. Snowman in the morning. Back in a flash.
This is Snowman in the morning.
Are you ready to upgrade your coffee game? Prepare for an invasion of flavor with Invader Coffee. It's the caffeinated elixir that fuels champions, the blend that pushes boundaries. Whether you're battling deadlines or exploring uncharted territories, Invader Coffee has your back. Join the invasion at invadercoffee.com and taste the difference for yourself. Use the code SNOWMAN for 15% off your first order. Invader Coffee, veteran owned.
Do you remember our first group photo? This is it. Smiles all around, even though we were all nervous.
Who could have imagined that our first weekend together would soon turn into a lifetime of memories?
You're an amazing young man. Your brothers and sisters really look up to you. They're a big brother.
It's so cool to watch the adult that you've become, and you really have done as much for us as you think we've done for you.
You know, it took 20 years, and I got my third child, who was 17 at the time.
There are so many rewards in life. You coming into our home was one of the greatest rewards we could have ever had.
I ain't never felt so much love before in my life.
SeatGeek is the ticketing app for fans like the High Five Strangers guy. Game-winning interception. First down. Just a nice, solid tackle. If you're in arm's length, you will be swapping skin with this extrovert. You see, he knows SeatGeek got him a great deal on tickets, so he can focus on what he does best, smacking palms. SeatGeek handles the tickets to sports, concerts, and more, so fans can fan.
Quinn.
Moment of clarity. I haven't watched BET in years.
KP.
Drake needs to come back with another triple platinum album.
E Digga.
And then you have Ray J. Like, I can't stand that River Cricket.
The Guru.
Okay, the level of crack she's smoking, I don't want it.
BS3 Network proudly presents the Knucklehead Chronicles podcast, where from card tips to hot topics to meat of the week, Anything goes. Live every Sunday at 2:30 p.m. Central.
Sports bettors, listen up. Your favorite sportsbook, BetUS.com, is back and in our 30th year of action. With live in-game betting, incredible odds with daily odds boosters, props and parlays, fast payouts, and exceptional one-to-one customer service, we got it all. And when you sign up today and use the code SNOWMAN, you will get a 125% deposit match on your deposit. Log on to BETUS.com or call 800-792-3887. That's 800-79-BET-US. BetUS.com, where the game begins. Attention sports fans, looking for the ultimate gear and apparel to show your team pride? Look no further than Fanatics, the #1 destination for sports enthusiasts. Visit snowmanmultimediasports.com today and shop a wide selection of officially licensed merchandise from your favorite teams and players. From jerseys to hats to accessories to collectibles, Fanatics has it all. Don't miss out on the chance to elevate your game day experience. Head over to snowmanmultimediasports.com/fanatics and gear up like a true fan with Fanatics. Officially licensed everything.
It's no secret. Today's consumer wants convenience and likes things on the go. They want to be listened to and receive instant solutions to their queries. This can often make or break the customer service experience. That's why it makes convenient interactions easy for you. Whether your customers want to connect with you via text, Facebook Messenger, Google, Instagram, or website, all messages now come to the one easy-to-use inbox, so you don't have to check a dozen different sites from the platform. From here, you can send SMS or email, answer questions, schedule appointments, take payments, and close more deals simply by messaging back and forth with your customers. When someone searches for a business like yours, they will look at your reviews. So unless you have more positive reviews, they'll choose someone else. Luck makes it easy to collect hundreds or even thousands of reviews from your customers. Simply send a review invitation or create automation that requests customer reviews right after the sale, or maybe right after a service is completed. It will take them 30 seconds or less to leave the review. Now those reviews will show up on the search result and increase your ranking that matters most. Plus, our advanced reporting will show you exactly where your leads are coming from and if your website or ads are doing their job. So why are you waiting? Put your business way in front of your competitors, get more leads, convert more of those leads to paying customers by getting started with today.
Mister, how do you operate this Twitter thing or this Instagram thing or whatever the heck? You're supposed to know all this stuff. Anyway, welcome back to the show.
I got coffee. I got water. I'm good. I got breakfast. I'm fine.
There you go.
We roll right along on this Tuesday edition of Snowman in the Morning. And let's go to the NBA for a hot sec. And if there is a team in the Western Conference that is in trouble, it is the Dallas Mavericks.
They're suffering what the 49ers suffered.
Yes.
Which is a boatload of injuries.
And you said it yesterday, Victor, at the wrong time.
Mm-hmm.
At the wrong time, and then to lose the captain of the offense in Kyrie Irving.
Mm-hmm.
Ugh. And I saw the way he landed. I saw the play. He got a full head of steam, but then took off toward the basket, but then he landed funny.
Right.
Ouch.
Let's go over some quick scores real quick before we go any further. Last night had some games. The Trailblazers beat the 76ers 119-102. If you were checking in on the Snowman Multimedia, you would have heard the Snowman calling the Golden State Warriors and their win over the Charlotte Hornets 119-101. The Wizards lose in a heartbreaking fashion to the Miami Heat 106-90. The Grizzlies put up 130 points. Problem? The Hawks put up 132 in a win over there. The Thunder beat the Rockets 137-128. The Kings destroyed the Mavericks, as we were talking about, 122-98 after the injury to Kyrie Irving. And the Detroit Pistons beat the Utah Jazz 134-106. Games today. Rockets go to Indiana, take on the Indiana Pacers. The Toronto Raptors will be taking on the Orlando Magic. That's in Orlando. The Milwaukee Bucks will be taking on the Hawks in Atlanta. The Warriors will be going to MSG to take on the New York Knicks. The Cleveland Cavaliers come to the Windy City in the United Center to take on the Chicago Bulls. The Philadelphia 76ers take on the Timberwolves. That's in Minnesota. The Shadow Realm Nets, the Brooklyn Nets, will take on the San Antonio Spurs in San Antonio. The Clippers will be going to the desert to take on the Phoenix Suns, and the NOLA Pelicans will be going to LA to take on them Lakers.
That's our NBA scoreboard wrap up. Thank you, Victor, for that. Presented by BetUS.com. I'll tell you a cold team and a hot team. The cold team is in the West. We talked about them already. Is Dallas.
That's Mavericks, yeah.
The hot team in the East, the Detroit Pistons.
They are looking alive. The
bad boys have surged into the conference race, man.
And they're going to be a tough team to deal with in the East.
They're going to be a tough out.
Where do you see them landing in the seeding order?
Well, they could grab a top 6.
Ooh, oh boy.
Detroit is that hot right now.
Detroit is that hot.
They're in the top 6.
They are 6th right now.
They're 6th right now.
At
okay.
35 and 27. They're 9-1 in their last 10.
They're only a half game back of going up to possibly number 4.
Yes. And Milwaukee has fallen on hard times recently.
They really have.
The Pistons are a wild card in the East. The Indiana Pacers are a wild card in the East. And as strange as this sounds to me,
and they have a winnable game too coming up. The Pacers do.
The Pacers have a very winnable game coming up, so they have a chance to keep pace with Milwaukee. New York's going to get a test tonight.
Yes, they are.
When they face the Red Hot Warriors. 6 out of their last, we'll get to the Western Conference in a moment. 6 out of their last 8. Let's go to Philadelphia for a minute.
Okay.
Play-by-play with JJ, Jason Joseph, continues to ask a very good question on his live streams. With Joel Embiid being shut down for the remainder of the year, is it time for the Sixers to tank?
You mean they haven't already?
I don't know. Because you're kind of too far in to tank now.
They're scoring 109. They're giving up 113. They recently broke a 10-game losing streak with their win over Golden State Saturday night in Philadelphia.
I mean, I'm looking at their next 6 games. They're on the road for the T-Wolves and the Celtics. They're home for the Jazz. And then back on the road for the Hawks and Raptors. And then they host the Pacers.
Well, they're getting tagged against the Celtics. They're going to get tagged by the Celtics.
They're going to get obliterated. And I'll bring up a game in which it has not gone good for the Sixers since this particular game. Go back 2 years in the playoffs. They led 3-2 against the Boston Celtics and choked it away. You know, the game I always point to with the Bears where they haven't looked the same since?
Yeah.
When they had Green Bay in their house? Same scenario.
Yes. Oh, man.
Same scenario. And that's frightening to me.
It is.
Yeah, very much so.
That's frightening to me. If you want to dive, let's take a deep dive into Philadelphia. You know where they really haven't looked the same since 2021. Why? They were the number 1 seed in the Eastern Conference, and they blew it. They lost in 7 games to Atlanta, and they lost game 7 at home.
Ooh.
Yeah.
since that game, I don't know what to tell you.
I don't know what anyone can tell you.
Your best ability is availability.
Yes.
And Joel Embiid hasn't been that.
He really hasn't.
Since then, Ben Simmons is gone. James Harden is gone. Tyrese Maxey suffered an injury last night, although I get the feeling he's going to play.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, man.
If they're going to tank, they'll have to do it now because there's only so long you have right now before we hit playoff time.
Mm-hmm.
That's why I said I'm not sure if you do it right now because they're all in.
Yeah, and I mean, they would have to drop a game and a half to the Raptors, and then they're still have to deal with the Hornets that are currently sitting at 14-46.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, no one's going to get the Washington levels of tank, but
oh my gosh, the Washington levels.
You're looking at giving up like 10 games here,
right?
Mm-hmm.
And there's only, I'm looking at it right now. See here. 6, 12, 18, 22 games left.
Yeah.
Some of these are easily, games that, they will drop on their own anyway.
Mm-hmm.
But come on, seriously, tanking tanking to the Wizards, tanking to the Heat. Yeah, I don't see that happening.
This is almost impossible.
I don't see that happening either. Top 10 in the East, the top 6 go Cleveland, Boston, the Knicks, Bucks, Pacers, and Pistons. Those are your top 6. Play-in round goes Heat, Magic, Hawks, and Bulls. Bulls are hanging on for dear life, even though they do have a 2.5 game lead in that 10 spot. So it may be secure, it may not. Top 6 in the West, and there's been a jump.
Mm-hmm.
Top 6 in the West: Oklahoma City, the Lakers, Denver, Memphis, Houston, and you see the smile on my face.
And the Warriors.
Golden State is now in the 6th spot.
Wow.
7 through 10 go Clippers, Kings, T-Wolves, and Mavericks. And the Mavericks, like we said, are hanging on for dear life, but they have a mitigating circumstance, and that's all the injuries they've dealt with. Really had to deal with.
Especially after you just had this big trade for Doncic to go to the Lakers, and now you got Anthony Davis, and literally just after you get Anthony Davis, he gets hurt.
Mm-hmm.
And the thing is, there's only a game separation between 7 and 10, and then there's even a half a game between 6 and 7.
Clippers have lost 2 in a row. The Warriors won last night in Charlotte. It took a while for the Warriors to get going. They led by 7 at the end of 1, 9 at the half, same spread at the end of 3, and then the fourth quarter they ran away. But it wasn't Steph Curry that put them away. It was Buddy Hield.
Again, the guy coming up off the bench big.
Buddy Hield is kind of put his bid for 6-man. He's done exceptionally well.
And there's a fellow named Jimmy Butler who returned to the lineup last night for Golden State.
The big 4-letter network said it. Him in the lineup, they're 8-1.
Yep.
And their only loss was to Minnesota.
Jimmy Buckets is back. That's what it seems like right now.
And the breakout game that Butler had, oddly enough, came against the team that drafted him in the Chicago Bulls.
Chicago Bulls, yep.
Because remember, the Bulls were down by 24 in that game.
Yes, they were.
They were down by 24 in that game. And they went going away by 21. Explain that. I watched it. Okay. I saw 2 points in that game. Talking with my wife. She took a look at the scoreboard and said, "Why are the Warriors down so big?" I said, "Baby, I don't know. They haven't been able to put the ball on the hole." I said, she says, "Well, they need to get their together."
Yeah.
I said, "I'm hoping so." Then the third quarter happened. Then the third quarter happened.
Or as I would say, then all hell broke loose.
33-10 run with bridging the third and the fourth quarter. And they turned a 24-point deficit into a 21-point win. Even Stacey King was flummoxed. You can hear it in his voice.
Wouldn't you be?
Yes.
I think we all would be.
The bad part is I've seen it before.
Right?
I've seen it with the Bulls.
Yeah.
Seen it with the Celtics for many years.
Oh, yeah.
Hell, Michael Jordan and the Bulls could be leading the Celtics by 10. You go away for a minute, you go down, have dinner, do your homework, get ready for tomorrow. You look at the score, and the Celtics are winning by 30.
Right.
It's like you turn off the TV when your parents told you to, and that's when Larry Bird went to work. Larry Bird's like, I'm not having any of this. And then same with the Lakers of the 80s, and then came the Bulls of the 90s. And we all know how the Bulls ruled the roost.
Right.
What did my friend Alex say? The Bulls could be down by 100 and they come back and win by 300, which is basically what you got throughout the 90s.
That's true.
That is very true. That is very true.
I love this iced coffee. Let's take a break. We'll dive into more of the NBA when y'all get back, including the question, who's worse, the Phoenix Suns or the Philadelphia 76ers? And we'll also answer the question, did the Sixers even have a chance this year? Back in the deuce.
This is Snowman in the Morning.
People tell me how lucky my daughter is to have been adopted. But really, we're the lucky ones. Learn more at adoptuskids.org.
This planet has been great to me. It's given me gifts that I can't even explain. It's given me adventures and memories I'll never forget. And Battleborn, I think, has given me the opportunity to go beyond and give something back. How can I be a better custodian to this planet and the place I live? That's where I am with Battleborn. Let's make the planet a better place.
Whether it's news, the largest egg producer finds bird flu in chickens at a Texas plant, weather, devastating tornadoes rip through the heart of the United States, inspiration, a breast cancer survivor completed the journey of chemotherapy, and now begins a future one of matrimony or sports. Michael Jordan is shown on a photo with Diddy. LeBron James has a video extolling the virtues of a Diddy party. This has been yet another beating a dead horse presentation. We got you covered. BS3 Network, in association with Comey Media Incorporated, proudly present The Morning Shift with Cole Johnson. Live every weekday at 8 a.m. Eastern, 7 a.m. Central.
Here's an important message from the Diabetes Solution Center. Do you like pricking your fingers to test your blood sugar levels? No one does, but it's important to maintain your health. And now, by wearing a small remote device called a continuous glucose monitor, or CGM, you don't need to prick your fingers anymore. It's easy to use and helps you make more accurate diabetes treatment decisions. If you are testing your blood sugar 3 or more times daily, injecting insulin, or using an insulin pump, call the Diabetes Solution Center right now. And if you have Medicare or most major insurance coverage, you may be able to get a new CGM at little to no out-of-pocket cost. Shipping is free, and we'll even bill your insurance company for you. If you are testing your blood sugar 3 or more times daily, injecting insulin, or using an insulin pump, call the Diabetes Solution Center right now to learn how to end the painful finger sticks and get your own continuous glucose monitor, or CGM, at little to no out-of-pocket cost.
SeatGeek is the ticketing app for fans like Boomstick Lady. No free throw is safe from the roar of her sticks. SeatGeek helps her find a seat in the direct eye line of the shooter so she can sit where her boomsticks make the biggest boom. Everybody okay? SeatGeek handles the tickets to sports, concerts, and more, so fans can fan.
Join the transporter to Hades.
Your butt and gut becomes one.
Join the reformer of hooker whores.
This is my daughter, Placenta Booty Johnson.
Join the bronze car.
Whenever you are in distress, take off your baseball cap and throw it in the air.
Join your very own superhero of broadcasting, Chris Bass.
So whatever color crayon they get, they palm it and do 2 circles, and that translates to, I can beat up black people.
As she takes you through the week's paces in Baseline. Live every Saturday at 8 a.m. Eastern, 7 a.m. Central, No, Pacific Time Zone people, just stay asleep when this is on live and just catch the recording. Oh, I'm sorry. Exclusively on the Chris Bass YouTube channel.
Mister? How do you operate this Twitter thing or this Instagram thing or whatever the heck? You're supposed to know all this stuff. Anyway, welcome back to the show.
I posed a question before the break.
Yes, you did.
Welcome back to the show, everybody. Got the big dog, Vicala, and yours truly, the Snowman, here with you. Which team has been more
Trays, 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 trays,
and needs to tell their GM
you're fired
with the quickness? Phoenix Suns, Philadelphia 76ers.
I don't know. I really don't.
That's a toss-up.
Yeah.
It's
honestly, push the plunge on both of them.
Mm-hmm. I nearly was about to say at the top of the year, push the plunger on the Detroit Pistons, but then Cade Cunningham made me say, not so fast. But what has... I said it in an old opening.
Mm-hmm.
Kevin Durant should have never left Northern California.
Yeah, that's when I was still with you and Cole.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And Durant was so much better in Golden State.
Mm-hmm.
Unfortunately, I've gotten his ear.
I've said it before. I think it was a peer pressure move.
I think it was too.
I think because as much as Kevin Durant would like to make everyone believe that he doesn't really care what people say about him, I think hearing what Stephen A had said and probably some others that got in his head, and he's like, you know what, maybe I did join our super team, and maybe I can't sit there and blame LeBron for doing the same thing. I've always said this: if you guys are gonna sit there and clown Kevin Durant for going to the Warriors, how come you guys didn't clown LeBron for going to the Heat?
Well, because it's LeBron, that's why.
Or clown him for going to the Lakers.
I'll answer that question.
And I always kept LeBron. And I kept getting the same answer. Well, it's not the same situation.
Oh,
the Cavaliers were a terrible team. OKC had much better talent. Like, who?
This moment of bronze sexual stupidity is brought to you by Hooked on Bronix. When you start talking like an idiotic bronze sexual, Hooked on Bronix can set you right. Call 1-800-YOKAY. LJP now approve all this.
You know,
City Fish shouldn't be paying for those messages.
People will always tell me Kevin Durant made a weak decision in going to Golden State. No, he did not. He made a smart decision in going to Golden State because he wanted to get the hell away from Westbrook.
Yeah, and that ended up leading him to actually being close to getting a championship.
Yeah.
It led Kevin Durant to 2 championships. Yeah, 3 consecutive finals.
And that's the thing. It's like what, and that's why I always say, and they always keep saying, well, it's not the same. You know, they have much better. They have much more talent in OKC than LeBron had in Cleveland.
What?
Who told this lie?
Like, are we watching the same teams?
To the person who made that comment,
you're fired.
And do yourself a favor.
Cocaine is a hell of a drug.
No,
but stay off it.
Yes.
Stay off the weed.
Thank you for saying that. Because that was going to be my next button.
Stay off the weed.
And quite frankly,
Shut up, bitch.
The rest of those, but the rest of those are for Wednesday. The thing is, Kevin Durant allowed people in his head, and I think he had this luster that him and Kyrie and then Harden coming in later, that was going to lead to something big. That's going to lead to multiple championships and multiple final runs.
Lie?
A lot of people in ESPN.
Who in the blue hell told that lie?
A lot in ESPN.
Oh, that 4-letter network again.
Yes.
You know what was cool in the basketball action I was checking out last night?
Mm-hmm.
It was cool to see Mike Tirico being the voice of an NBA game.
Yes.
Yeah.
He was getting some reps. He got some rep. He's getting some reps in. He had a rep with NBC Sports Philadelphia last night because he's going to be the lead voice for the NBA on NBC.
Yes.
Right now,
I
retired.
like that.
Same.
I like the fact they're using Tirico. I mean, Marv is Marv, and no one's going to step into those shoes.
No, I don't want anybody to step into those shoes. I mean, you just said it. Marv is Marv.
Right.
Okay? But if there's ever a fellow who deserved to be the lead voice of the NBA, who was the lead voice for NBA voice for ESPN, it was Mike Tirico.
Mm-hmm.
And this is where Tirico belongs. I mean, don't get me wrong.
Yes.
He's decent in the NFL for play-by-play, but
I think
it's not like he's natural at it.
Right.
When it comes to the NFL.
Yeah, because college football was more of his thing.
There's a certain flow.
College football was more of his thing.
There's a certain vibe.
Tirico.
The certain vibe that you have between the different sports, from college football to NFL, from college basketball to NBA. There's a certain vibe. And if you've never done it before, you're not going to be able to really feel that vibe and actually stay within it,
Unless, to hammer home a point you told me last night, unless you're consistent at it.
Exactly.
And it takes time. It takes.
That's the point. I don't have any darn patience, although I have to because I got a big hug last night from my beauty.
Yep. It's going to
you know what?
Time.
We're going to do this right. We're going to do this right now.
Uh-oh.
What?
I have a surprise for y'all.
Oh?
Okay? I haven't had this gentleman on in a while, and we're going to get right to it. Please help me welcome a very dear friend, a Texas Radio Hall of Famer, the voice of the San Antonio Spurs, Bill Schoening. What's up, Schoening?
How you doing?
It's a wild ovation here.
How you doing, sir?
Good, brother. What's up, man? How you guys doing?
I'm doing wonderful.
I love that shirt, Bill.
It's a snowman shirt. Yeah. Snowman
I love the shirt.
Snowman, I'm repping the snowman today.
I appreciate it. We all appreciate it. Speaking of appreciation, you and I had a chance a couple years ago to do Spurs Pacers in Indianapolis. And if there was any unsettling thoughts about one Victor Wembanyama, boy, he shut that up for me real quick.
Yeah, he's a unique player. He's we're missing him right now. He's going to miss the last 30 games of the season, so it's kind of tough right now for us without him. It's just been it's kind of a really disjointed season when you think about the ailment that Pop had, the mild stroke that he suffered in November. He hasn't really been with the team since that time. He did address the team the other day, but without him around, it's been a little different. And then, of course, Victor going down right after the All-Star break really kind of doused the hopes, I think, of a lot of Spurs fans. playoffs.
The addition of De'Aaron Fox to the team just before Wemby went down, what did you see with those two, and what can we look forward to seeing with those two together?
It's such a small sample size, Brian. It's really difficult to tell exactly how it's going to work in the future. But I do think that his quickness and his ability to get in the lane and on pick and roll especially is really going to help Victor quite a bit. Of course, Victor not only pick and rolls, but he also picks and pops. So he likes to get outside and shoot the perimeter shot. I think De'Aaron Fox's ability to get into the paint. You remember, he's still a pretty young player. He's only 27 years of age, even though he's in his 8th year in the league. I think because of his ability to get into the lane and create for others, he's really going to help Wemby a great deal. And then, of course, you've got this other rookie who I think will be Rookie of the Year, Steph Castle from UConn. He's really coming on right now. His last 2 ball games really, really strong. And I think that, they've got a really good future with those 3, especially Fox, Castle, and Wembanyama.
Stephen Castle has been absolutely phenomenal. And as you said, Bill, he's come on lately the last couple of games, holding this team together while Wemby deals with his injury. He's going to miss the last 30 games of the year. As you said, this is Steph's team right now, working with De'Aaron Fox, but Castle has really stepped to the forefront for the Spurs.
Yeah, they need him too. And he's a rookie that is really kind of wise beyond his years. He's very mature for a 20-year-old. He understands the game. I think he's getting better and better at slowing down for him. He's always been a good defender. Now he just has to work on his outside shot a little bit more. He's a guy that is a self-starter. He doesn't need anybody to motivate him. He wants to be a great player. And because of the way he's wired and the fact that he's in San Antonio, he's in a really good position right now. I think that he's got a very, very bright future.
Since Pops addressed the team, what has the attitude around the locker room been like?
I think it really kind of buoyed them a little bit, and also seeing Victor. Remember, Victor had not been with them for a while during the rodeo road trip when he went down with his deep vein thrombosis. So I think seeing both those guys kind of lifted the team. They played much better their next game against Memphis. Last night they kind of ran out of juice a little bit the night before last against Oklahoma City, obviously a very good offensive team. So it's one game at a time right now for these guys. They got Brooklyn tonight. I think that, for the rest of the year, they want to see Steph Castle continue to get better and maybe try to work with some of the other guys. I don't know how long De'Aaron Fox is going to stay. He really needs surgery on his hand. He hasn't been shooting the ball especially well with that injury. So I'm not sure when they're going to opt for the surgery. He could do it during the offseason. They may decide to do it earlier. I'm not sure. But I do think that the future is very bright, as I mentioned earlier, with the core of those 3 guys. And then, of course, remember, the Spurs will have at least one really good draft pick this year.
Indeed. The Spurs are getting better and they're getting younger. And I like where this team is going. Bill Schoening, the fabulous voice of the San Antonio Spurs. And my dear friend, man, I'm looking forward to working more games with you, my friend. I mean it.
Sorry, Charlotte didn't happen this year. You were all set for Charlotte, right? So,
I was, but got to make sure I'm good and healthy first before I can travel again. And my doctor confirmed that. But Doc says by this summer, I should be able to get back on the road again.
All right. That sounds like a good deal. Well, you take
all right.
Oh, man, that's the number one priority is your health. No question.
Yes, sir. Thank you, my friend. I love you very much. Thanks for popping on this morning.
All right. Anytime, guys. Good to see you. Good to see you, Snowman.
Bill Schoening, the fabulous voice of the San Antonio Spurs, joining us as we head into halftime. Want to thank you, Bill, for spending a few minutes with us. Let's take our halftime break. And when y'all get back, more of a basketball deep dive and maybe a walk down memory lane. Who knows? Back in the deuce.
This is Snowman in the Morning.
Are you ready to upgrade your coffee game? Prepare for an invasion of flavor with Invader Coffee. It's the caffeinated elixir that fuels champions, the blend that pushes boundaries. Whether you're battling deadlines or exploring uncharted territories, Invader Coffee has your back. Join the invasion at invadercoffee.com and taste the difference for yourself. Use the code SNOWMAN for 15% off your first order. Invader Coffee, veteran owned.
One of the great things about ordering meals from Mother of Macros is that you can do it from the comfort of your own home. Click the national or local delivery link to access the menu, and we'll ship the meals right to your door. We understand you won't always have time to plan, shop, prepare, and cook to provide healthy nutrition for your family. So the process is simple and saves you hours. We know you're busy, so our meals are professionally prepared and packaged. You only need to heat them up and enjoy. We provide macro-balanced, delicious meals chock full of fresh, local ingredients with none of the stuff you don't want to eat. Plus, our menu changes every week, keeping your taste buds wanting more. We take care of your meals so you can worry about everything else on your list. Mother of Macros.
SeatGeek is the ticketing app for fans like the High Five Strangers guy. Game-winning interception. First down. Just a nice, solid tackle. If you're in arm's length, you will be swapping skin with this extrovert. You see, he knows SeatGeek got him a great deal on tickets, so he can focus on what he does best, smacking palms. SeatGeek handles the tickets to sports, concerts, and more, so fans can fan.
Quinn.
Moment of clarity. I haven't watched BT in years.
KP.
Drake needs to come back with another triple platinum album.
E Digger.
And then you have Ray J. Like, I can't stand that River Cricket.
The Guru.
Okay, the level of crack she's smoking, I don't want it.
BS3 Network proudly presents the Knucklehead Chronicles podcast, where from card tips to hot topics to meat beef of the week, anything goes. Live every Sunday at 2:30 p.m. Central.
During bad weather, driving can become downright dangerous.
What's your emergency, please?
Trust Battle Vision Storm, the revolutionary glare reduction glasses that turn your sight bright during bad weather at night or during the day. Watch your ordinary vision become extraordinary. Battle Vision Storm uses light optimizing lenses that block blue rays so you see clearly in heavy rain at night or blinding snow during the day. Heavy rain, snow, sleet, or fog can make it impossible to drive. Not with Battle Vision Storm. Get your Battle Vision Storm for only $19.99. But wait, due to rising costs and supply chain shortages, this may be your last chance to get your very own at this low price. There is a strict limit of 4 Battle Vision Storm per order while supplies last. Don't wait, order now.
Call 1-800-483-6319 or visit battlevisionstorm.com. So call 1-800-483-6319 now.
Sports bettors, listen up. Your favorite sportsbook, BetUS.com, is back and in our 30th year of action. With live in-game betting, incredible odds with daily odds boosters, props and parlays, fast payouts, and exceptional one-to-one customer service, we got it all. And when you sign up today and use the code SNOWMAN, you will get a 125% deposit match on your deposit. Log on to betus.com or call 800-792-3887. That's 800-79-BET-US. BetUS.com, where the game begins. Attention sports fans, looking for the ultimate gear and apparel to show your team pride? Look no further than Fanatics, the #1 destination for sports enthusiasts. Visit snowmanmultimediasports.com today and shop a wide selection of officially licensed merchandise from your favorite teams and players. From jerseys to hats to accessories to collectibles, Fanatics has it all. Don't miss out on the chance to elevate your game day experience. Head over to snowmanmultimediasports.com/fanatics and gear up like a true fan with Fanatics. Officially licensed everything.
It's no secret. Today's consumer wants convenience and likes things on the go. They want to be listened to and receive instant solutions to their queries. This can often make or break the customer service experience. That's why it makes convenient interactions easy for you. Whether your customers want to connect with you via text, Facebook Messenger, Google, Instagram, or website, All messages now come to the one easy-to-use inbox, so you don't have to check a dozen different sites from the platform. From here, you can send SMS or email, answer questions, schedule appointments, take payments, and close more deals simply by messaging back and forth with your customers. When someone searches for a business like yours, they will look at your reviews. So unless you have more positive reviews, they'll choose someone else. Luck makes it easy to collect hundreds or even thousands of reviews from your customers. Simply send a review invitation or create automation that requests customer reviews right after the sale, or maybe right after a service is completed. It will take them 30 seconds or less to leave the review. Now those reviews will show up on the search result and increase your ranking that matters most. Plus, our advanced reporting will show you exactly where your leads are coming from and if your website or ads are doing their job. So why are you waiting? Put your business way in front of your competitors, get more leads, convert more of those leads to paying customers by getting started with today.
Mister? How do you operate this Twitter thing or this Instagram thing or whatever the heck? You're supposed to know all this stuff. Anyway, welcome back to the show.
Thank you to Bill Schoening for joining us this morning for a quick chat while he gets ready for the Spurs and the Brooklyn Nets tonight. What do you all think? I think the Spurs are headed in the right direction. It's just so sad that they lost Wemby to a horrific injury.
They got hit with a double whammy because they got hit with losing Wemby, and then after that you have Pop suffering the stroke.
Yeah, it's so strange to see such a steadying force in Greg Popovich, suffer a stroke back in November, like Bill said. But for him to come in and address the team and to see Wemby as well, that's kind of buoyed him, like he said. All right, let's take a stroll down memory lane, shall we? Since we're talking all kinds of basketball. What is your favorite basketball video game?
Ooh, that's a good one.
I think I caught Shane with that.
NBA Jam.
Yep, that's what I was gonna go to.
Yeah.
Well, actually, it's a tie.
Between?
NBA Jam and Charles Barkley Shut Up and Jam.
That's a three-way tie for me.
Okay.
NBA on NBC Showtime gets a third vote.
Oh, dude, I played that in the arcade so many times.
Then you had like the Bird versus Johnson type of games.
You know what? I'm really gonna
on
date
Sega
here.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about there, but
forget Sega. They had this on MS-DOS.
Okay.
Bird versus Magic. They had that on MS-DOS. How do I know this? I played it a lot.
Right. Pizzle comes in with NBA Street.
There you go.
That was a good one. I actually like
was.
2 over 1. 2 was really good.
Mm-hmm. The reason I like NBA on NBC Showtime is because they got these over bloated characters.
Yes.
With muscles everywhere. And
looking like they belong in the WWE and not on the basketball court.
Right. You got to remember, this was 1999 and virtual reality hadn't really taken hold yet, but they were creative in making those.
Yeah, literally, it's like.
They were burly. Seriously.
Nowadays, it's just so accurate seeing everything that's in these games, especially when you're playing something like 2K.
Yeah, that's crazy. I never could get into 2K.
It's kind of taken over. I mean, EA had the licensing for a while with NBA, then it faltered, and
the NBA Live.
Yeah, the NBA Live series, and then 2K took over, and it's been blowing it out of the water since.
And what's crazy is that originally they 2K was going for NFL because they had the NFL 2Ks.
ESPN NFL 2K, yeah.
Right. And then they kind of lost that and just left it to Madden. And then they had to take over NBA 2K, and that's what we've had ever since.
Yeah, for a while 2K even did MLB, and then San Diego Studios came in and said, we're going to sweep everything up. And this is after EA even had it for Triple Play and MVP.
Yep, they did.
And what's crazy is I only had one NBA 2K game, and that was 2K12. Because of course, guess who's on the cover?
Michael.
I remember you had.
I think that's the only hard copy I actually have is the one with Michael on the cover.
And everything's gone away from hard copy now.
Yeah, because
everything's digital.
Everything's
gone digital.
But I personally think it's a good thing, and the reason why is because disc break, disc gets scratched. You can have a situation where your game could corrupt. And all you gotta do is just re-download it, and you'll be fine.
Yeah, and I mean you gotta think of it nowadays as yes, I heard Round Ball Rock playing. You have to think of it nowadays.
Whatever are you talking about, sir?
Don't bullshit me.
What?
Anyway, you got to think of it now that the hard copies are now literally become like collector's editions, like collector's stuff.
Yes.
Yeah.
Everything sales-wise is now projected through digital. People really don't give a crap about hard copy anymore. It's those are your ones that are collectors. Like I've got to have everything from here to here. So,
and the disc collections that I used to see at my friends' places were crazy. I mean, 2K all over the place. Shucks, I can't think of it. NFL Blitz, Triple Play, everything. I mean, the stacks of CDs were crazy. And you always had to be very careful in putting them in the right box and in the right place.
Back when Triple Play actually had bonds in it.
Yep. Back when they had bonds in it. But this is you're hearing the reason why I wasted a lot of money on NBA on NBC Showtime.
Yep.
This song right here. John Tesh.
Remember they actually had a NBA Showtime cabinet in arcades for a while.
Yeah, they did. That I destroyed the hell out of that when I played.
That was coupled. There was a dual game in Greyhound in downtown Chicago. I remember when they had NBA on NBC Showtime and NFL Blitz all in the same cabinet.
Yes. I know exactly what you're talking about.
They had that all in the same cabinet. When I was struggling and I would watch people play games in Greyhound, I never knew how serious it would be and could get with NBA Showtime and NFL Blitz.
Man, you have no idea how hardcore some of these people can get.
I know now.
Speaking of NBA 2K, shout out to our dude Ben. He streams a whole lot of NBA 2K. So Sauce DeVille, we love you, brother. Get back here anytime you want.
Yeah, you got an open invite. Speaking of NFL Blitz, I found a rare theme from Blitz 2000.
Oh dear God, yes.
I love that.
Good old urinating tree uses this a lot for his tank bowls.
Yep.
Oh my gosh.
I love the in Jam. Yeah, he's on fire. Then he had TE.
You know the first basketball video game I ever played? Well, I already said it. Bird versus Magic on MS-DOS, but on a console was Double Dribble.
Oh my God.
I remember
that I remember vividly.
Double freaking Dribble.
Man, that was on Genesis, if I remember correctly. Yeah, I had that.
Double Dribble.
Yep.
That was the voice.
Double Dribble.
Speaking of Blitz, how about this one?
Yes.
I so miss the Midway sports games. Blitz,
too, man.
Slugfest.
Oh, dude, MLB Slugfest was disturbing.
Hits was my favorite one because I had 3 characters, and then I had my my brother and I made a goalie named Bobo. This 7'5" alien-headed goalie.
Stop. 7 foot what?
7'5" alien-headed goalie. You couldn't get nothing past him.
First of all, a 7 foot goalie.
A 7 foot goalie. We made him as big and as tall as we could. And you could put different heads on him, so we put an alien head on him.
An alien-headed 7'5" goalie that couldn't let anything through, even in the 5 hole.
Let anything through. Oh my gosh!
And it's funny because
all he had to do was just sit there.
We had one where we actually, and I can't believe we tried this. I shot from Bobo, and it went all the way through and hit the back of the net. Still can't believe that happened.
Well, goalie goals happen, dude.
Ron Hextall was the first one, I think.
I believe so.
I was like, Bobo gets the score.
I hate when Victor plays hockey games.
I've only played one hockey game when I was with you, and that was
I know.
before.
And it kept waking me up. Dang it! He kept waking me up, and I hated this. I hated he suffered a brutal beating at my hand, but I had a massive headache.
Oh, that's nothing. Okay, I've got one for you.
Shut up, Victor.
So
no, Victor played with the Blackhawks. For those of you who don't know the story, when Victor and I were living together, Victor played with the Blackhawks. Played NHL '94 with the Blackhawks.
Mm-hmm.
I had a horrible headache one night when he came in. I was asleep. I was done. I was dead. I was out.
Mm-hmm.
And then I hear, I'm like, hey, knock that off.
Not
he comes in, and Victor just peeks in and goes, sorry. I'm like, it's all right.
That, to be fair, I had my headphones in.
Yes. Yes.
I had the volume down like almost minimum. So I don't understand how he heard it this well.
I don't know either. But I heard it again, and I playfully snapped.
Right.
Like, man, I stormed into his office. I'm like, man, I've had a... And Victor's cracking up the whole time. I made part of the sound, and I hit him, and Victor's dying laughing.
Right.
And by the end of it, we both were on the floor laughing.
Then I stopped, and we just went to sleep. Now, what happened, dog?
So, this is back before we had the little one and everything.
Yeah.
And she decided she wanted to try to learn how to do some of the sim racing that I do. I'm like, okay, cool. I just got done dealing with a long day. I was half asleep. I was, And next thing I hear, just out of nowhere, because we have a lot back when I was living originally here in Waterville, I had a loft style apartment. So I'm upstairs, my computer's downstairs in the living room. Next thing I hear, 9,700 RPM on the chip. And
Yikes.
I'm literally jumping out of bed. Like, I peer downstairs and she looks over at me. How do I get it out of neutral? And I'm just like, you got to be kidding me. It's like 11:30. It's like 11:30. It's like 11:30 at night. Because no, I had a full blown wheels. I've always had one. I was like, you shift it into first. How do I do that? I'll be right down. But literally 9,700 RPM on the chip at Talladega. Literally, pop, 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 pop.
You tore it out. Ah!
Exactly.
I almost hit the floor jumping out of the bed.
I bet.
And that's why I jokingly say to everybody, it doesn't matter what the volume's at. My ears are trained at 9,700 RPM. I can listen to for anything.
Nice.
Now, I don't know how I heard Victor score those goals with his headphones. He had earbuds. He didn't have the over the
Yes.
ears. He had earbuds. So they're plugged in his ears. I don't know how the hell I heard it. I don't know how I heard it.
When you're in the sports world or know what we're doing, we can pick up subtle little things.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that's how we know when there's something big happening is we don't even have to be paying 100% attention. We'll know.
Here's a funny story from Chicago State.
Oh, no.
We had a friend of ours named Camille. She loves The Rock.
That little firebird.
And she was talking a mile a minute, right?
Yep.
All of a sudden she said, whew, it's hot in here, which in the studio did get hot.
It did.
Derek decided to be smart aleck and say,
oh, no.
Well, now that Brian mentioned The Rock, I guess it is kind of hot. We kind of sat and looked. Camille turned to him and said, you know what? You deserve that. You deserve that, and that, and that, and that, and that.
She croaked him.
I guess I'm thinking it was one of these moments.
Shut up, bitch.
Yeah.
Except her keeping law and order in the studio with her fists.
Right. It was too funny. We're like, ow.
The fun that we had at Chicago State over the course.
That's not the only time Derek's mouth got him into trouble.
Oh Lord.
We'll depart with we'll take this one into break.
Okay. Our friend Devin decided to take me to go grab some stuff. We were going to Anime Central, which is a big convention here in Chicago.
Yep.
I've heard of it.
We were going to go to Chinatown. Derek was driving, so I left my car at the school.
Now I was out of town when this incident happened. I was in Indianapolis.
Now,
for the week.
We also brought another female named Janice. Sweet girl, very pretty. We all went on the train. We picked up one of his friends, drove all the way to Chinatown, grabbed some of the belongings, grabbed some of the silk and fabric and everything. Then we said, you know what? I'm kind of hungry. Let's go to Coco's. What's Coco's? This little hole-in-the-wall Chinese restaurant.
With delicious eats.
Yes, very much so. And Janice was already having a massive headache because she hadn't eaten. So we said, well, let's get you something to eat so you can, regain your strength.
And in a moment of me and my big fat mouth.
So we get our food, and Janice is packing it away. Like she hadn't eaten in several days because she was hungry.
One of my numbers after I come off an illness.
My friend Derek.
Bless him.
Bless him to life. Opened his mouth to say, slow down, Janice, you eating for two?
You fool!
That look, Shane, is what I had. Now, the thing is, Devin is seated next to Derek. Derek's friend sits on the other side of him. I'm next to Janice. I instinctively put my hand out and put it in front of her. Oh, no. Because she was going to jump the table. Don't! She was going to jump the table and kill him. I'm like, he's all right home. Please do not hurt him. There's like,
Exactly.
Like, I'll hit him for you. They're like, what'd I say? Derek, shut up. Because you don't.
That's when it should have been one of these moments.
English, do you speak it?
I think it was the other Samuel L. Jackson line.
I don't remember asking you a thing.
Exactly. Exactly.
Are you kidding me?
Yes. No, I'm not kidding you.
Indy, When I came back from Indy, I was gone for a week. When I came back from Indianapolis, Victor was the first one to race over to me and said, "Sit down. I have something to tell you." Okay. This sounds serious. When he relayed that story to me, I got up, I walked out, and I drove home laughing. To the point.
Stop it. Get some help.
To the point, Victor called me and said, "Where did you go?" I went home.
I went home. There's nothing else you could have said at that point.
There's nothing else that couldn't have been done. Boy, oh boy. More adventures when y'all get back.
This is Snowman in the Morning.
Are you ready to upgrade your coffee game? Prepare for an invasion of flavor with Invader Coffee. It's the caffeinated elixir that fuels champions, the blend that pushes boundaries. Whether you're battling deadlines or exploring uncharted territories, Invader Coffee has your back. Join the invasion at invadercoffee.com and taste the difference for yourself. Use the code SNOWMAN for 15% off your first order. Invader Coffee, veteran owned.
One of the great things about ordering meals from Mother of Macros is that you can do it from the comfort of your own home. Click the national or local delivery link to access the menu, and we'll ship the meals right to your door. We understand you won't always have time to plan, shop, prepare, and cook to provide healthy nutrition for your family, so the process is simple and saves you hours. We know you're busy, so our meals are professionally prepared and packaged. You only need to heat them up and enjoy. We provide macro-balanced, delicious meals chock full of fresh, local ingredients with none of the stuff you don't want to eat. Plus, our menu changes every week, keeping your taste buds wanting more. We take care of your meals so you can worry about everything else on your list. Mother of Macros.
SeatGeek is the ticketing app for fans like the High Five Strangers guy. Game-winning interception. First down. Just a nice, solid tackle. If you're in arm's length, you will be swapping skin with this extrovert. You see, he knows SeatGeek got him a great deal on tickets, so he can focus on what he does best, smacking palms. SeatGeek handles the tickets to sports, concerts, and more, so fans can fan.
Quinn.
Moment of clarity. I haven't watched BT in years.
KP.
Drake needs to come back with another triple platinum album.
E Digger.
And then you have Ray J. Like, I can't stand that River Cricket.
The Guru.
Okay, the level of crack she's smoking, I don't want it.
BS3 Network proudly presents the Knucklehead Chronicles podcast, where from card tips to hot topics to meep of the week, anything goes. Live every Sunday at 2:30 p.m. Central.
During bad weather, driving can become downright dangerous.
What's your emergency, please?
Trust Battle Vision Storm, the revolutionary glare reduction glasses that turn your sight bright during bad weather at night or during the day. Watch your ordinary vision become extraordinary. Battle Vision Storm uses light optimizing lenses that block blue rays, so you see clearly in heavy rain at night or blinding snow during the day. Heavy rain, snow, sleet, or fog can make it impossible to drive. Not with Battle Vision Storm. Get your Battle Vision Storm for only $19.99. But wait, due to rising costs and supply chain shortages, this may be your last chance to get your very own at this low price. There is a strict limit of 4 Battle Vision Storm per order while supplies last. Don't wait, order now.
Call 1-800-483-6319 or visit battlevisionstorm.com. So call 1-800-483-6319 now.
Mister, how do do you operate this Twitter thing or this Instagram thing or whatever the heck? You're supposed to know all this stuff. Anyway, welcome back to the show.
All right. Moraine Valley College was the setting for this blunder of my own.
Here we go.
Victor and I have had a mutual friend, AJ. And this particular day, she was not feeling well at all.
Terrible.
Awful.
She was in a lot of pain.
Mm-hmm. My crazy ass didn't realize she was in pain. I had this little tape recorder.
Mm-hmm.
No, it wasn't tape recorder. It was my phone, actually.
Yeah, it was your phone.
It was my phone. I didn't in my own defense, I didn't realize that she felt so bad. B, nor did I realize that she was sleeping. So what do? I played this.
Batting seventh and warming up in the bullpen, the catcher, number 12, A.J. Pierzynski.
Yep.
I paid for it.
Yeah, you did.
With the only time I've ever heard this threat. This is the only time in my life I've ever heard this threat. Keep in mind, she wasn't feeling well. She was feeling horrible. She was asleep, and Mother Nature decided to show her ass.
Yeah.
To which AJ, when I played that clip, responded with, quote, "Would you like to have your balls cut off?" Close quote. I went and hid in the cafeteria, shivering in the corner like a freshly kicked puppy.
More so, you decided to get your smile like yourself and just say, "Are you doing the cutting?"
I did say that, didn't I?
Which she had no answer for.
No.
You fool! So then,
I don't know. Listen, I don't know how I came up with that, nor did I realize how it got her back for what she said to me.
Right.
I didn't know it got her back. But bless her heart, later on, about an hour and a half later, I'm sitting way over in the other corner. I'm like, I'm not messing with her. She comes bounding over to me and she says, "I'm so sorry I said that." I'm like, "Honey, I deserve that one." I didn't realize you were feeling bad. She leans over and says, "Mother Nature showed up." Oops.
Like, I earned this one.
I did. I earned that. I earned that one.
I earned that
Been
one.
best friends ever since.
Mm-hmm.
Now, there's one I did to Victor's friend Rain, and she never forgave me for.
Oh boy.
Now, my first favorite baseball team, and we'll talk baseball tomorrow, was the St. Louis Cardinals. As you all have seen me with the St. Louis Cardinals sweater on that my wife got me. Love you, Jody. Rain comes in wearing a St. Louis Cardinals jersey.
Yep.
Old Brian got sneaky.
Well, the only time she's ever not wearing black.
Mm-hmm. She comes in with a powder blue St. Louis Cardinals jersey.
Ooh, the road jersey.
Yes. The old school road jerseys. I go up to Victor and I said, "Want to see something?" He said, "Yeah." "On your left, quick." And I get up and walk away.
Yeah.
He's caught drooling.
Yes, I was.
I'm trying to run away.
Which got me chopped in the arm.
I'm trying to run away. And then my legs get cut out from under me. Why? Because Nia showed up with a White Sox shirt on.
Oh crap!
Exactly.
Yeah, I tried to run away. Didn't make it far.
Hassan Chop.
That's when it's one. That's more of one of these.
I'm getting too old for this.
Mm-hmm.
You're absolutely correct, Shane. You're absolutely correct. Mind you, Rain is very pale. She was red when she chopped me. I'm like, it's not my fault. Look, I believe is every man, there is something that his significant other or the person he's crushing on wears that catches you like that.
Yep.
And you're done.
Jody has several.
Mm-hmm.
Jody in red or black.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, what the hell am I? Oh, what the hell am I talking about? Jody in jeans, man.
Right. There you go.
I was gonna say, but what the hell am I talking about?
There you go. So it's not uncommon for us to lose focus at times.
Jody in a Colts sweatshirt.
Oh dear.
The very first time I saw my beloved in a Colts sweatshirt, I went, oh no.
It's more of one of those.
Uh-huh. It's very rare y'all will hear me have an audible gulp.
And quite frankly, this man's mindset went.
Got me
You're like, no.
So I swear sometimes Jody and I will be talking in the morning and I'll see what she has on to get ready for work and I'll just freeze. And she'll go, honey, what's the matter?
Meanwhile, internally, you're more thinking.
You for real?
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
Just watch the Super Bowl. Snowman had that facial.
Listen, that facial feature was permanently glued when Jody came into my office when we did the Super Bowl stream.
Oh. Is you for real?
And we were all asking the entire time.
Listen, Jody came in looking the way she looked with a glass of wine, watching the Super Bowl with me.
And this is one of those times when, quite frankly, this had to happen. Yeah, you get the point.
Mm-hmm. One final break. And when we come back, I found a clip to illustrate a name I talked about on the air, and I sent it to the boys.
Oh, crap.
Oh, boy.
To which they all responded with, what? And what?
Back after this.
This is Snowman in the Morning.
People tell me how lucky my daughter is to have been adopted. But really, we're the lucky ones. Learn more at adoptuskids.org.
This planet has been great to me.
It's given me gifts that I can't even explain. It's given me adventures and memories I'll never forget. And Battleborn, I think, has given me the opportunity to go beyond and give something back. How can I be a better custodian to this planet and the place I live? That's where I am with Battleborn. Let's make the planet a better place.
Whether it's news, the largest egg producer finds bird flu in chickens at a Texas plant, weather, devastating tornadoes rip through the heart of the United States, inspiration, a breast cancer survivor completed the journey of chemotherapy, and now begins a future one of matrimony or sports. Michael Jordan is shown on a photo with Diddy. LeBron James has a video extolling the virtues of a Diddy party. This has been yet another beating a dead horse presentation. We got you covered. BS3 Network, in association with Comey Media Incorporated, proudly present The Morning Shift with Cole Johnson. Live every weekday at 8 a.m. Eastern, 7 a.m. Central.
Here's an important message from the Diabetes Solution Center. Do you like pricking your fingers to test your blood sugar levels? No one does, but it's important to maintain your health. And now, by wearing a small remote device called a continuous glucose monitor, or CGM, you don't need to prick your fingers anymore. It's easy to use and helps you make more accurate diabetes treatment decisions. If you are testing your blood sugar 3 or more times daily, injecting insulin, or using an insulin pump, call the Diabetes Solution Center right now. And if you have Medicare or most major insurance coverage, you may be able to get a new CGM at little to no out-of-pocket cost. Shipping is free, and we'll even bill your insurance company for you. If you are testing your blood sugar 3 or more times daily, injecting insulin, or using an insulin pump, call the Diabetes Solution Center right now to learn how to end the painful finger sticks and get your own continuous glucose monitor, or CGM, at little to no out-of-pocket cost.
SeatGeek is the ticketing app for fans like Boomstick Lady. No free throw is safe from the roar of her sticks. SeatGeek helps her find a seat in the direct eye line of the shooter so she can sit where her boomsticks make the biggest boom. Everybody okay? SeatGeek handles the tickets to sports, concerts, and more, so fans can fan.
Join the transporter to Hades.
Your butt and gut becomes one.
Join the reformer of hooker whores.
This is my daughter, Placenta Booty Johnson.
Join the bronze car.
Whenever you are in distress, take off your baseball cap and throw it in the air.
Join your very own superhero of broadcasting, Chris Bass.
So whatever color crayon they get, they palm it and do 2 circles, and that translates to, I can beat up black people.
As she takes you through the week's paces in Baseline. Live every Saturday at 8 a.m. Eastern, 7 a.m. Central, No, Pacific Time Zone people, just stay asleep when this is on live and just catch the recording. Oh, I'm sorry. Exclusively on the Chris Bass YouTube channel.
Mister? How do you operate this Twitter thing or this Instagram thing or whatever the heck? You're supposed to know all this stuff. Anyway, welcome back to the show.
All right. Tomorrow, we're going to dive into hockey and a little more football as we prep for the draft. Next week, Deb Whitkus will join us to talk about her experiences in New Orleans at the Super Bowl and at the NFL Combine, and I've had a chance to take a look at it. And we will also get you ready for some baseball with our division predictions and individual award predictions. And you know how we're going to close tomorrow. That's all tomorrow. And also beginning tomorrow, unprecedented coverage of women's basketball, NCAA women's basketball, with yours truly handling the ACC and the Big Ten tournament. Different games, different times. We're going to space them all out. But I will say this: Sunday, it's a championship doubleheader, as the ACC Women's Championship will be decided at 1, and the Big Ten Women's Championship will be decided at 4:30. All times are Eastern. If there's a change, we will let you know. And the new website, snowman-media.com, goes live on Monday. Now, with all that housekeeping out of the way, all right.
What?
Yeah. You remember what Jody had on when she did the Super Bowl with me?
Yes. And then there was that all familiar gulp.
Oh yeah, big time gulp. I cannot tell you how many times this woman has done this to me, but Jody will zing one by me when I'm not looking, especially during football season.
Uh-oh.
I was covering a 49ers game a year ago. I run into a break. Jody brings me dinner. I give her a peck on the cheek. I barely finished the game, and that's all I'll say.
You're fired.
Yeah. Yes.
Come on.
I needed that one. Okay. I teased a clip that I sent to the boys about a name. Y'all remember the semen sample thing?
Oh, yeah.
She told me, Mama Sample told me that her wedding announcement made it to Jay Leno's headlines.
Oh, no.
I searched for that almost immediately. Couldn't find it for the life of me.
Until today.
Until 2 weeks ago, I got lucky.
Uh-oh.
I'm watching some headlines. My wife is asleep. I'm about to sleep myself. And then I hear the semen sample wedding. I sat straight up. What? I rewound it, played it back, rewound it, played it back. It lives.
It's there.
Now, for those of you who don't know what happened, was doing baseball one summer, 2007. Fella named Ryan Sample comes up to the plate. And Ryan Sample was just being a most valuable player in that particular age bracket tournament. His mom says, I have a story for you. And immediately my spider senses went completely off.
Anytime a parent says, I've got a story for you,
it's trouble.
Run.
Yes. Although I couldn't, I was glued to the seat because my boss was nearby. My home plate umpire was right there. Zach was right there. Her mom said, don't tell him. So now I'm curious. I said, don't tell me what? So she starts telling me her story about how she met her husband. I'm waiting for the other shoe to drop. Victor doesn't know what the hell's going on.
Nope.
He's over on the other field. Until she drops this little gem when she says, quote, because my maiden name was Seaman. I dropped under the table, dying. Victor had just completed his game and thought something was wrong with me.
Right.
So I see Vic come flying over to my field until he realizes I'm in tears from laughter. Zach, my home plate umpire, peels off his mask, and there are tears streaming down his face. And I said, Zach, did you? And before I can complete my question, he goes, I heard every single word. So now Victor's curious. Victor's like, hey, let me in on this. Victor, I'll tell you when we get home. You promise? I promise. I told Victor what Mrs. Sample said to me, and neither one of us could go to sleep.
Nope.
Dear Mom.
You're fired.
The second part of this, 6 years later, 2013, I was covering Trinity International University, Deerfield, Illinois. They had a big game coming up in conference against Olivet Nazarene. I'm doing my research. The SID there sends me the depth chart, the game notes, and I make my own notes and everything. I'm looking at the quarterback's name, and I'm staring for a good 10 minutes. I said, no, this ain't who I think it is.
Like, bro, oh, it's you were, oh no, it couldn't be.
Exactly. So I said, okay, let me dive into this and do some research. Because I saw Ryan Sample wearing number 12 out of Manteno, Illinois, which was the team that he played, the travel team that he played with when we were at Ho Chunk. Son of a biscuit eating.
It's the same person.
My first call was to Victor.
Yeah, it was.
I said, Victor, you ain't gonna believe this. He said, what? I said, you know I'm prepping for a big game Saturday, right? Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, you and Olivet Nazarene. Guess who was Olivet Nazarene's quarterback? Who? Does the name Ryan Sample mean anything to you? Click.
I hung up. I hung up like, no.
Stephen A. Smith, anybody?
No, there's a movie with Bruce Willis and Tracy Morgan, and they're sitting in the car.
Yes.
And it's a knock joke, and I was just Tracy Morgan like, no,
nope,
no,
nuh-uh.
No.
I know what you're talking about. I've used that GIF.
No,
I've used that too.
Hell no.
I've used that GIF way too many times. I know what you're talking about.
I was like, no, it can't. Let me call back.
He did.
I
He
called
called back.
Ryan Sample from Ho Chunk. Okay. Yep. That's all I need to know. Click.
Meanwhile, what was really going through Victor's brain?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. He called back a third time.
And I only had one question. How are you going to do this without laughing?
And my exact response was, Victor, I have no bleeping idea, because I truly didn't. And wouldn't you know it, that would be the lone day I did not tape my pregame show in advance. I had a couple of interviews canned, but I did my pregame show live at TIU. And I kept thinking, how am I going to say this kid's name, knowing what I know, without laughing? God help me, he threw the ball 51 times.
Oh no.
So the fact that he had to keep saying or 51 times, Sample drops back to pass.
Or some version thereof. 51 passes he threw in that game. I came down. I packed up my stuff first. I came down. I saw Ryan's dad. Shook his hand, gave him a hug, gave Ryan a hug. And I said, "Where's your mom?" "Oh, she's out of town." And I'm thinking, thank you, Lord.
Yep.
And on that note, we're getting the hell out of here. Have a great day. God bless. Remember to make your next move your best move. And always remember, if your dreams don't scare you, they are simply not big enough. Dream big, do bigger. We are, and we hope y'all are too. We're back into hockey and basketball tomorrow. So long, everybody. I got nothing. See you tomorrow.
Joel Embiid.